just not broadcasting live. Oh, I see it now. The broadcast is live now. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. So if you're listening to Blog Talk or Podbean, awesome. You caught the first few minutes of the show.
Yeah.
And
if not, well, too bad. You lose. We had fun without you. Sorry, no harm intended.
That's funny. So let me just bring everybody back to where we were. So we're welcoming you to the show, which is the power of surrender.
We just surrendered to technology,
We surrendered to technology.
Whatever.
And I think that we surrendered to imperfections.
True.
Right.
Absolutely.
And so, and we have 2 comments already, right? From Teddy. Hi, Teddy. How are you, Lovey? And she says, "Good morning, all." Yeah. So you beat us. So Teddy, you know what today is? Teddy knew my mom, right? And so today, so we're doing a little bit of repeat. So if you're on Blog Talk, grab a cup of coffee. If you're on Podbean, grab a cup of coffee because we're gonna have a little bit of a repeat, but don't leave for good. Just So so first of all, today is the celebration of life for my mom's birthday. So today's her heavenly birthday, and which is why I was wearing bright clothes. And Michelle said, "What about the bright clothes?"
Yeah,
not like me.
That they are beautiful and not typical for you to wear.
No. So I wore it in her honor.
I love it.
And and actually Andrew is a lot like my mom. Right. Andrew loves at least on me, he likes all the bright clothes. It's like, just bright clothes. I'm like, oh. Aren't I bright enough?
You are. I think it is something about like, you are glowing as well. You said that I am glowing, but you are glowing as well. And I'm sure it has a lot to do with a lot of things, obviously, but I think the bright clothes adds to it,
Yeah. No, of course. Because I know for a long time I used to dress. So if I didn't feel good, and that's not the case today, I feel great. I would wear brighter clothes to up my mood.
Interesting. I would do the complete opposite. I wore what I felt. So, dark clothes.
Dark day.
And I will also say I don't own a lot of bright clothes, period. That's not typically who I am. I'm a darker, like, clothing person, just because of the style. But I definitely feel like I am drawn to darker clothes when I am, not feeling my best.
So, and I do the polar opposite.
And that's wonderful. I should take that note from you because that would probably make me feel better.
Well, and then I would make sure I put on my makeup. I put on lipstick. I put on mascara,
Right.
which is my makeup.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it, guys.
I will do that typically, because I do feel like a little bit, well, and for women, we do have that luxury. Some men wear makeup too, especially those on television and things, it does brighten your face up a little bit. But yeah, if you can brighten up your eyes a little bit, or pinch your cheeks or something, it does make you, look a little brighter and more awake and more cheery. And then, that's probably going to add to your mood as well and be a little bit better for you. But
yeah,
do what they got to do.
Yeah. And so the other thing is, then there's the process. This whole process that we're talking about is self-love.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And being aware, when you self-awareness too. And with self-awareness, then hopefully comes self-love. And then you know how to nurture yourself and know what makes you feel better. Because, for you, putting on bright clothing made you feel better. Well, I don't know if it would make me feel better, but I didn't do it. Maybe for some, putting on makeup doesn't do anything. but for others it does. So it's about self-awareness, and then learning what it is that really kind of lights you up and going with that.
Yeah, right. And for me, it's bright clothes, or the other thing is I'll make sure I use essential oils. I'll spray, and this is Terra
Mhm.
Shield. Terra Shield actually is a bug spray. Okay, but there's 2 oil blends from doTERRA, and I learned this like later on in my journey. One is Terra Shield. The other one's On Guard, and so it's protecting the energy fields of your body.
I love the smell of On Guard because it's just so citrusy and orangey. Oh, I love that smell.
Me
Mm,
too.
so
And
good.
Terra Shield's good too, but it's not my favorite. But I like what it does.
Mhm.
And this morning, it was kind of interesting, and that would be putting it nicely. Um, Andrew and I woke up at 6 o'clock to startling cries from the forest.
Oh,
Dogs.
uh,
Yeah. And I don't think, honestly, I don't think anybody died. I think souls, these dogs,
mhm.
they were protecting their owner from something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think anybody passed.
Okay. All right. That makes me feel better.
Oh, yeah. But there was an energy. Ah, got it. They didn't see it. They felt it because
Mm,
it took us almost all morning to clear this house of the energy.
mm.
Yeah. So it was an energy that they felt, and they were the little yappy dogs, you know.
Oh, I know all about those. Yes.
So don't we all? We've all
Yeah.
had. I mean, I had a little yappy dog too. So
Well, yeah, animals are they are so in tune with energy. Our kitten um, has, as you know, I've been in mourning over the past few days, and my kitten, who is fairly new to us, we've only had him for a couple of months. He I was crying, and he just, I mean, like, he looked at me with this face of, okay, I know what I need to do now. It's okay. And he just came right up to me, curled up. He even like patted my face with his little paw, and he laid down, and I mean, he just was such a lover at that time. And he has been on me the past few days. And I told Will, I said, he's the most intuitive animal that I've ever had.
really,
Um, yeah, he really is, and
what's
it
his
couldn't
name?
his name's Milton.
Milton. That's right.
Yeah, and it couldn't be at a better time, you know? I mean, we've had other animals pass, and that's what happened for those of you that may not know. My beloved Tyler girl, dog of 17 years, she was over 17 years old. She passed on Saturday, and so whenever we've had other animals pass, we've had, like, I had another dog pass before, but I had Tyler, and we had a cat pass before, but we had another cat. And it was like this was the last of the dogs, and the last that was mine. And I really was feeling a very heavy loss. And so for him to feel that as well in me and bring me what I needed was just so beautiful. And I'm so grateful to him for that. He's so sweet. He's so snuggly. And he's a little poop too. He's a
Oh,
turd.
no, it's always both ways, Dolly.
Gosh. Oh gosh. Because he's a kitten, and he's into everything. He wants, what's this? What's that? You have to keep him off the stove, otherwise he's gonna burn his little paw. And I
Oh,
mean,
she's a Shayla. Yeah.
oh, does she really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, thank you,
Stupid
Chris.
is it? Stupid does. I just got
Oh
done.
gosh. I
I'm
know
sorry.
I know where that saying for cats, curiosity killed the cat. I definitely know where that came from, because He
You got
is.
one for birds?
No, I don't have him for birds.
So it was interesting. So something, I don't know, like clicked with Fagala. And part of it was my fault because we were keeping her up too late.
Mm.
And birds need anywhere between 10 to 12 hours of sleep. And the more light that they get, the more hormonal they get.
Mm.
Well, I've always had male birds. Yeah. So while it's healed now, it's actually still painful. And she got me once while she was in the cage, just went right through the bars and through that little.
Uh-huh.
And the second time she drew blood, both times she drew blood, but the second time she drew blood, which was a smaller hole, there's like blood all over the floors.
Oh.
Because it's like she hit a vein or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice. Yeah. Good job, Fagala.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's accurate. She's precision if she's anything. We did have her beak shaved a little. Just gonna say.
Good idea. Yeah.
But, she taught me a lesson in forgiveness.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And so she literally attacked me.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to forgive her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good at that. Because it's just so much safer in my world to hold a grudge, I thought.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I took her to the vet last week after the attack. And it's irony because I had her scheduled for a beak trim anyway.
Mm.
And then that happened. Then I took her to the vet, and he was it's like My Pet's Vet or something. I don't know. It's in Kennesaw. Really delightful veterinarian. And he said, well, you have to forgive her. He said, because she can't control that. I'm like, damn.
Right? I can't hold a grudge. She hurt me. I know.
And, and the other one who taught me about forgiveness is Andrew. Because I watched him. He got bit 2-3 times. Badly. Before I even was the target. Mm-hmm. And he went straight into forgiveness. And I'm like, oh, that's weak.
Get pissed off. Come on. It's beautiful. Animals, they teach us so much. Oh gosh, they teach us so much. Unconditional love. And I think that really ties right into the forgiveness. It's like they are not humans. We treat them as if they are sometimes. I know I do for sure. I know you do as well. Yet they don't have the capacity to think the way we do and to process emotion the way we do. Mm-hmm. So they just are instinctual. That's all. And so their instinct takes over. And yet once their instinct, once they've done what they need to do, they go back to, okay, I'm the unconditional loving bird or dog or cat or whatever that you've always known.
Right. And the funny thing is, Fagala does Reiki on us.
Yeah. It's like, why are you going to bite me and then try to heal me? What's going on?
She had to heal this part, let me tell you.
Yeah. Good thing it wasn't, another finger.
Oh, I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. Right. So Andrew posted, he says, this goes back a few minutes, glowing both of you.
Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, he's a gem.
He really is.
Oh, I know, right? I'm lucky.
You're very blessed. Yes.
My life.
Yes.
And Chris, good morning. She says, good morning, everyone. And she also says, so sorry for your loss. Big hugs.
Yes. Thank
So it was interesting. So Tyler passed
you.
on September 3rd. And, you know, those of you who don't know, most of you probably don't know, my brother died on September 3rd, 2 years earlier. And my old boyfriend was born on September 3rd. And not that that should make a difference, except for that he already passed. And he passed at the ripe age of 29 from cancer. Yeah. If that doesn't tell you what's in our flipping water supply, I don't know what does. Because kids should not be dying of cancer, and certainly not 29-year-olds. And so, you know, it's interesting, this date. This whole week is always a weird week for me, but it was relative to my mom and her birthday. It's more of a celebration at this point. It is a celebration. I just, you know, I feel like she's up there doing her dance. She was a good dancer. And so she would walk into a room, and without even trying, her aura was so big, it would light up a room. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tie this back to the title of our show, The Power of Surrender and Death. And then afterwards, I'm going to ask you to pull a card.
Okay.
So my mom, I was her caretaker up until the last 6 months. In the last 6 months, she moved out here to Georgia to stay with my sister. I'm fairly certain they needed closure, right? Because she had been living with me. And hey, I haven't told the story about my mom. Oh, you mean the other story?
The aura
story. I'm like, I haven't told the story yet.
Well, Chris is intuitive. She already knows anyway.
What's that?
Chris is intuitive, so she already knows the story.
I know. She's brilliant. She's brilliant. She's amazing. She's quite a love.
Yes, she is.
Really love Chris. Love you, Chris. So, her cancer, she had ovarian cancer, plus she had Parkinson's, and she had, you know, like a myriad of diseases that really comes from our water supply and our food supply. It's really just that simple anymore, guys. So if you're like, oh, I need to find a cure, forget the cure. The cure is eating clean food and drinking clean water and getting rid of the toxins. I mean, that's your cure. But so she moves out here, and the first power of surrender, this first surrendering, was really surrendering all of her belongings, because she moved in with my sister. So most of it went into storage, and a lot of it we gave away. And to know my mom, she loved her stuff. You know, she loved her things. And so it was a whole process, probably 9 months, 10 months before she moved, of assigning, this goes to Leslie, this goes to David, this goes to Jodi, Gary, whomever, right? And we have little labels on the bottom of like I have an angel figurine, a Yadro, and it's got my name on it in her handwriting, you know, love, Mom. But that was, surrendering is a process.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's not like a one and done.
Right.
There's many, many layers of surrendering. And so for her, she surrendered her belongings, and she surrendered control of the house, right? Because now it's no longer her house. She's living in a room that belongs to my sister. And
Her independence as well.
Thank you. Because that's really what it was. It was about surrendering independence. And she, she was in remission for a while, and then, the cancer came back. And she chose to surrender. She chose not to fill her temple, her body, with more toxins. Now, she didn't understand the food component of it, but she knew. I wish I could, quickly, and I'm not going to do it, show you a picture of my mom. So she was stunningly beautiful. And her skin, prior to having treatment for cancer, was delicious. Like, just delicious. That's kind of the word that comes to mind, because it was radiant, had this aura. And while, yeah, I mean, obviously she probably vibrated lower because she had cancer, she still had gorgeous skin. Okay.
I've told you, you have gorgeous skin.
You have. Thank you. Yeah. And part of that's genes, and the other part's my water and food supply.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
But for her, here's the thing. When she had the treatment, the glow left. It left. So then treatment was over and the glow started to come back. She decided she would rather surrender to Jesus, to God, than to put her body, to put her temple through that anymore. Like, surrender to her destiny.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of the power of surrender.
Mm-hmm.
So Chris says, I love you both. She also did a lot of forgiveness. Like, she, told my father in front of him and the whole family that she forgave him for his transgressions, which in this day and age, or now knowing what I know, I don't really consider transgressions, quite frankly. But the thing is that instead of taking that energy with her to her deathbed, she let it go.
And what a beautiful example to her children, to her family.
Yeah, about forgiveness, because everybody was around the dining room table.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add? Like, in your life?
I mean, there's so much I could talk about power of surrender, but as it pertains to kind of your mom's story, I just...
it could be about my mom's story, or it could be yours, actually.
Could be anything. Okay.
Yeah, no, it doesn't have to be my story.
Gosh. So, yeah, when you messaged me a topic initially, it didn't hit with me. I didn't really feel much around it. And part of that may have been too where I was emotionally with my weekend. And yet, in the midst of my devastation, you sent me surrender. And I said, that's it. That hits me. And the reason that it really resonates with me now, I believe, I have been learning the power of surrender very, very intimately and deeply over the last probably 6 weeks. So this is very fresh and new for me. Have I surrendered in the past? Of course, yes. I moved from Arizona to Tennessee on my own because I heard a word from God. You need to go to Tennessee. I'm like, I've never been there. it doesn't matter. You're going to go there. Okay, I'm going to go there. I feel like I had this space of time when I was younger, kind of when I didn't have much, when I didn't have many earthly possessions, when I didn't have responsibilities, when I didn't have, fears, um, fear of loss. I think really loss. It was easier for me to surrender. And so I just packed up my stuff and I moved. Was it difficult? Sure, because I left my friends, I left my family. I didn't have a job, but I was like, I mean, I really was that girl. I really was, it'll work out, I mean, I'm hearing that that's what I'm supposed to do, so it's gonna work out. I was just like, probably a bit naive as well, but it worked for me.
It helps.
It really does help. It really does, yeah. And so I did that. And so that, that was kind of that block of my life. It was quite easy, I would say, to surrender. And then as my life evolved, I gathered more material things. I had more responsibilities, more people relied on me, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. As that happened, and I'm just thinking of this now, so this is an aha as we're going through this.
All good.
Yeah. I realize now that surrender lessened. And the reason why is because I then wanted to have some sort of control. I felt like I needed control because of the things, because of the responsibilities, because of the other people.
Yeah.
So I created a fear of loss. If I surrender, what am I going to lose? If I do this and surrender to this over here, will I lose this over here? It's literally just coming to me now. And so in the last 6 weeks, I have gotten back to, okay, what really do I have to lose? Absolutely nothing that makes a permanent difference in my life. But what do I have to gain? Absolutely everything that makes a permanent difference in my life. Right. And so it doesn't mean, when we surrender, it doesn't mean that we won't be afraid. It doesn't mean that fear won't creep in, that we might, that we don't have to check ourselves and, get our body on board and say, it's okay. We're going to get through this. It just means that we accept what is. And what is, when we have our divine connection, it is always best for us, even in our humanness and our ego, if we don't believe, feel, or see that in the moment.
Say that part again. Say that last part again.
When we have our divine connection, what is will always be what's best for us, even if we don't see, feel, or know it. I think I use different words, but see, feel, or know it at the moment.
Or sense it, right? So,
yeah.
So have there been times for you where you're called to do something and you have to do it because Spirit's moving you to do it and you just don't know why, but you do it anyway?
Yes.
Power of surrender, right?
Absolutely.
What about
there's things that I've done kicking and screaming because I didn't want to do it, but I knew that it needed to be done.
Right. And that's really a powerful surrender when, from some other standpoint, someone might say, well, you're going in blind. But you're not.
Yeah.
Because you're walking with God. walking with source energy, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask people to, and we have to do a quick commercial. I'd like you to post in the thread, what are you surrendering to?
And what are you surrendering?
Yeah, and what do you think you're really possibly losing? But what's the gain?
Mm-hmm.
What's the gain? So we're going to go to a quick commercial. We're so grateful to have everybody here. And when we come back, Michelle and I are both we both have the same deck. Whoa, almost lost my lighting here. We have our Power Surrender decks, right? We're going to pull some cards for the collective. And we invite you right now, while we're running the commercial, stay engaged. I want you to post, what is it that you want to surrender? Okay. And what do you have to gain by surrendering? Okay. So let's see here.
Hi, I'm Jodi Suson with Suson Essentials. I started Suson Essentials in 2015 because of a personal health journey. I was over-medicated and put on 19 different medications. And yes, I reversed all my chronic diseases using plant and energy-based healing. It was amazing. At Suson Essentials, we support both consumers and businesses, and we do that with helping your employees or yourself with a food as medicine mindset. How Suson Essentials supports businesses and consumers is we teach people about a food as medicine mindset. So we support people on how to support their own immune system, how to support their brain health, how to support their emotional well-being. And we do that all with plant and an energy-based healing.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Cell Care with Jodi Suson. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
Well, looks like we had a phone call in the middle of the show. Apparently somebody, don't know who, forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb. Just saying.
Oops.
Yeah. Now, the man who called is amazing, and I was thinking of him yesterday. I'm like, darn, I forgot to connect with him again.
He's like, I'm going to get you one way or another.
Right. So let's see what we have in the comments. To understand we are exactly where, thank you, Chris. Understanding exactly where we're supposed to be. And then Chris also says, surrendering to God and perceived control of my path, and the benefit is peace. Yeah. So I really want to highlight perceived control.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And if I wasn't on the air, I'd be using something that's similar to WTF, right?
Yeah, we really don't have control.
Now, so you might as well listen to God, because it's easier. It's the easy button.
Exactly. When we learn to do that, that's exactly what happens. It's like we may have that fear at first, and we may have that fear the first few times we surrender. And yet, when we are on the other side of that surrender, that's when we kind of, something hopefully ends up clicking, and we say, oh, yeah, if I see what happens now. And if I would just do this every time, it would be so much easier. I could, I wouldn't put myself through all this stress or heartache or, whatever the emotion is that we feel around it.
Totally. So, and one of the things I want to do before we pull the cards, and I did shuffle my deck,
I've
things
already done
I
mine
want
too.
to just share about this week, my own little promotion.
Mhm.
First of all, I want to wish my friend Dr. J.R. Highs a happy birthday. He shares the same birthday as my mom.
Oh, happy birthday.
He'll be on the show again. Secondly, the functional food program that we talked about is now live and available for purchase, and $99, guys. So
Amazing.
it's typically $1,500. So for $99, you can get the whole program self-paced. And if you need coaching after that, hire me, hire your own coach, or a different coach, whatever. I know Vieta Robinson from the Female Solution will also be coaching to the functional food program. So there's that. Secondly, the EMF neutralizers are on sale right now. And that's this little ditty, which actually sold several this week. And the ones for the house that plug in, and the ones that plug into the car. Because if you're driving around in your car, you're in a hot box if you don't have this. And then the ones that go on the back of the phone as I wait for that little disc right here. And I know they don't recommend it, but I don't feel like it's a big deal. Once you get a new phone, you just peel this sticker off gently and put it on the new phone. It's just easy peasy.
That's what I did with mine.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it still has the good stuff in there.
Totally. And then thirdly, this week, this Saturday here in Georgia, are you a Georgia person? Yay! So if you are a Georgia person, this Saturday, Suson Essentials will be at Nature's Corner Market. Nature's Corner Market in Woodstock. They have different locations. There's another one in Marietta, and I think Jasper. But they're having customer appreciation. We will be there. We'll be offering, some fun stuff. You'll get to learn about electromagnetic frequencies and how to neutralize it, sound frequency to neutralize your brain. Sorry.
I could use some of that.
Seriously. So there's just, we're going to, we're really going to be helping the community to connect, and they'll be offering free samples and, free goodies and giveaways all day.
Awesome.
The owners, Jill and Doug Rowland, suggested that you come early because all those free giveaways may be gone towards, early afternoon. Again, it's in Woodstock, Georgia, Nature's Corner Market. We will all be there. And
what time, Jodi?
So, the store's open 8 to 8. We'll probably be there from 9 to 4 or 9 to 5, something like that. I'm still waiting on some details. So it's a great question, but the store is open 8 to 8, and there's 10% off everything that day at the store, from what I understand. And let me tell you about the store. It's amazing. Yeah. It's all organic. And the owner of the store, well, it's husband and wife, but Jill, she's I think she's a naturopath, right? And so, and Jill, please forgive me if I got your title wrong. But she's a bright light, and she understands nutrition really, really well. And she knows that our nutrition comes from our food supply, or should, because, I had to consume a lot of nutraceuticals when I was reclaiming my health. It's not so much now. And I don't have to take as much. I mean, I take some from time to time, but I get my nutrients from my food. And if you're sourcing your food correctly, guess what? You don't have to sit there and take all these supplements. Okay. Until you get healthy again. Okay. So I think that covers my list. Okay. Should we pull a card?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. All right. So stay with us, everybody. So, okay, I got this one. The spirit always just tells me which one. I know yours fall out.
Yeah. I speak to my cards.
My card speaks to me.
Exactly.
Wow. That's powerful.
Okay, I got
Wow,
one.
I got some cool cards.
I got one so far.
Okay, I got 4.
Whoa. All right.
Go for it.
Mine is surrender to effortlessness. Which-
Lovely. The easy button.
Yep, I was gonna say that's appropriate, correct? And it says, and the visual is beautiful too. I don't know if you could see that.
We
Stop. Okay, good. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow. Didn't we just talk about this last night, Jodi?
Mm-hmm.
Going with the flow instead of trying to force the river.
Can you see?
Yeah, I was going to say the art of living.
I'm actually going to post this, so we're going to do it slow. So
okay, so stop pushing so hard.
So it's the art of effortlessness, right?
Surrender to effortlessness.
Oh yeah, surrender. Sorry, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
It is surrender. Surrender to effortlessness. Okay, and then
stop pushing so hard. The art of living. Means going with the flow. Instead of trying to force the river. And we were just talking about this last night. Jodi and I were on the phone talking about the show and just talking about our weekends and things. And I said I have a reminder that pops up on my phone every day at the same time. And it says, trust, go with the flow. Because I need that reminder every single day to trust, to surrender, to stop trying to go against the flow, stop trying to swim against the current. When we can allow, and I feel like this point needs to be made too, or reiterated. Going with the flow or surrendering doesn't mean giving up.
Thank you.
It doesn't mean that we just give up and say, okay, well, whatever's going to happen is going to happen, so I'm not even going to try. That's not what surrender is. True surrender is the byproduct of our relationship with the divine, with the creator. And the relationship has to be based on trust. So the reason that it's difficult to surrender for some of us at some times is because we don't 100% truly trust. And that's human. There's no judgment there. We've all been there. We all are still there from time to time. The power of surrender is having that trust, having that absolute trust in that relationship, in that connection, to know, okay, I am going to surrender. I'm not giving up. I am still in this. I am still in the flow. I am putting myself in the flow to allow, to accept what comes, because I know what's coming is for my very best.
Right. And so I'm going to bring up, relative to surrendering, the topic of money.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Why does it have to be hard? Why can't it just easily flow through?
It can.
And it does.
Yes. And we stop it quite a lot.
Right. So you want to consider the effortlessness that you can have about receiving money. So is your giving and your receiving in balance? Right? Is it in balance, or is it off balance? And so if your receiver is broken or malfunctioning, if your receiver is malfunctioning, then, how are you going to be about manifesting money or manifesting joy and manifesting any type of abundance in any of those areas, right? And so it should be easy. Think about it, let it appear.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody got things they want to share about that? And, we'll take calls. I wasn't sure if we were going to take calls today because there's a lot going on. But if you want to call into the show, please do. 515-605-9325. You can listen there. You can also press 1 and ask a question. I'm going to, let me ask Spirit this. I was going to do it in that order or the last card. That's what I thought. So Spirit wants me to show the last card that I pulled first.
And they asked me to pull another one. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So surrender negative thinking.
Mm-hmm.
People.
Mm-hmm.
My mother, this is perfect. So my mother was an angel, and she really instilled in me the power of positive thinking. And so she always told me, I remember sitting on the stairs, we'd sit in one or two places, different areas that had stairs in the home. You can have whatever you want. You just have to want it. That's what she told me. I'm like, okay, well, that's easy.
Right?
So I'm going to read the card. And it says, yeah, I take my glasses off to read. Sorry. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say, thank you for sharing, and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. Mm-hmm. Now, I have not seen this card before, and actually, it's really cool. It's almost a tree with birds, and the tree is looking over water, but it also looks like a face.
Put it up to your camera.
Oh, sorry. Can you see it now?
There you go. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, I like having guides, especially when I'm no glasses on. But I didn't understand, because I grew up with my mom, mm-hmm. about how many people had so many negative thoughts. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, people used to think that my positivity was false. Mm-hmm. Because it was so. I worked at a bank years ago, and the manager said, "Well, you can't be that happy. It's not possible," he said. I'm like, "Oops."
Well, that's why people called me naive too. And I do admit I probably was naive to a point, and I also was very positive.
Mm-hmm.
Like Pollyanna positive.
Yeah, and naive is not something people would call me.
Yeah, they called me that, which is probably true, but
and that's okay. Mm-hmm. I had other names. We'll get to those, just not right this moment.
Yeah, probably not a good time.
but oh, bitch. I'm sorry. No, they didn't call me that. No.
What?
It's true, maybe. I grew up. I had lessons as a before I even became a teenager. By the age of 11, I was not naive. I saw what was going on in the world and my family for my dad. Not for. Oh, thank you. I didn't know where this is going. So, this is what they want me to talk about. Surrender negative thinking. Okay. So, my husband might call in and talk about our experience with Walmart. Hopefully, he'll call into the show if he's listening.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint. And talk about for me or to me. You can have negative thinking that things are happening to you. Oh, poor me. Or you can flip it and look at the lesson or the opportunity or the gift. What's happening for me? That's why they wanted me to pull this card and share this card first. Let's see if he's called in. So the number is 515-605-9325. Thank you, Andrew. He'll call in soon. So we'll come back to this. Do you have another card you want to share?
I do.
Okay.
And this is interesting too, because I just wrote about this yesterday. It is surrender to the wisdom of your body.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah. Our body tells us so much.
Signals.
Yeah.
Wow, I got chills all over my body.
Yeah, it's a good one. They're all good. I mean, who are we kidding? And the card says, listen to your body's messages about a person or situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. And this really ties into our connection with the divine. When we are, and I don't even want to say, I don't want to say it that way. I want to say it. One of the ways we receive messages, a lot of people will ask me, and I'm sure that they ask you as well, Jodi, how do I receive messages? You're an intuitive, just all of this, you've got all these clairvoyances and clair this and clair that. I don't have that. And I challenge everyone. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Everyone, I'm going to say that, everyone has had a gut feeling. And we've talked about this. I think it might have been on our very first show together. We all have gut feelings. That's a way to receive messages. Our body tells us so much. When even if it's not a personal experience, let's go here for a second. If you've ever seen a movie where, the music starts getting real suspenseful and, there's darkness and there is something about to happen. You just know it. And you even start to feel it in your body. Like if you pay attention, you're probably doing this, like you're probably clenched up and your jaw might be tight and you're just like at the edge of your seat, right? It's like
Saturday night. Yeah.
Yeah. What's going to happen? Well, that's your body telling you there is something to be afraid of. There is fear there. As well as when you are, let's take, for instance, sitting, listening to some beautiful music. It could be classical, it could be jazz, something that's really just beautiful. Probably not rock and roll, because that does something to your body as well, but it's not where I'm going here. More of a calming. You're just chill, you're relaxed, you're just probably just at peace in the moment, listening to that music. Your body is telling you something there as well. So when we surrender to the wisdom of our bodies, we actually can receive and are receiving messages of who to be near, where to be, what situations to put ourselves in, which situations to get out of. If you have a job that you go to every day, and before you go to your job, you get sick every morning or you feel awful, there might be something in there. There might be a reason that you feel that way. So really surrendering to listening to your body will help you immensely, even if you're one of those people that say, well, I'm not intuitive. Yeah, you are. You're getting messages.
You are your spiritual being before you're a
Yes.
spiritual being.
You
So
are receiving
how
messages,
spot on
just
you are.
learning how to take those in or recognize them.
Yeah. So in 2016, I worked with this functional medicine doctor, which is where I learned most of what I know. And we co-created a smoking cessation program. And we didn't just use our resources, we used other resources like smokefree.gov. And when you go to smokefree.gov, they have an app that the person can download to document how they feel like when they get to a certain place. Because if you go to work and you need a cigarette, right, you start documenting, where does that urge come?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do I need a cigarette every time I'm next to Susie?
Mm-hmm.
Do I need a cigarette every time I'm next to Ben? Right? Do I need a cigarette every time I'm in the car? Do I not need it if I'm by myself, but I need it if I'm next to my spouse? Right? And so it gives credence that even the scientists know. Right? Because they have a whole app built around how you feel.
Interesting. Wow.
And then how it connects to an addiction and a behavior and a trait or an inaction. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I mean, it's spot on what you're saying.
Yeah. Did you see Chris's comment? I love what she just posted as well.
Yeah. So let me read Vietta's. I just want to,
yes.
I put it up. I didn't read it. Grand Rising Queens, thank us, United Spirits. I love that. And I thought that was for the United States.
I know.
Just joking. For showing up today, surrendering to worry about money, family, and global chaos. So, Vieta, here's my gift to you. As you know, you will be, as soon as we're getting the program going, the functional food program, Vieta will be one of our moderators on the Facebook group, which is for the functional food program. Vieta understands health as well as I do, if not better in some areas, and then I'm better than her in some areas, right? So we balance each other out. So we're not comparing, we're just saying the two of us together, right? And so she will be able to take on people and coach them. And there's great abundance in that. Yeah. So you can let go of your worry, right? You can surrender your worry about money. Give it to God. And then just be in the group.
Be open to receive.
Yeah, be open to receive. Make sure, Vieta, because we've talked to Vieta about this before. You need to make sure your receiver is open. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then Chris, let's see what Chris is saying. She's so true. Our bodies are our divine rods, so to speak. Oh, divining rods.
Divining rods.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, and so I wanted to actually take that a step further because you were speaking more about the emotional, like how you feel around people. So it also relates to the food that you eat. So when that engine light goes on because you ate avocado, and even though everyone's saying avocado's got the healthiest fats and you want to eat avocado, if you're not feeling good after avocado, don't eat the avocado,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
My husband and I had 135 different food sensitivities. He actually had 165. I had 135. And he still has not called in. We want that Walmart story. He must be busy.
He's working.
Probably. I mean, we have a lot on our plate.
Yes.
And if he doesn't call in, I'll tell the Walmart story. Just don't let me forget because it's pretty amazing.
Oh, he just posted something. Maybe he didn't even hear.
But our bodies are they're giving us signals.
Mhm.
And I remember someone in my family when I was disabled, before I actually was on disability, but I knew I was going there. That person said to me, "Don't go on disability." And that person else said, "Just go out there and work out. Like go for a long walk, go for a run." I'm like, I can barely move.
I would love to.
So, and I can do that now. We went hiking. But the point is that you don't have to live in somebody else's values. You only have to live your values. So what did my husband write here? He says, we all have some self-limiting beliefs. Instead of being trapped by them, we need to believe in ourselves and rise up all day long. Honey, do you want to call into the show? He hasn't called in yet. All right. So, so the number, honey, because it's a great story.
I think maybe he wasn't listening when you were saying that, and now he's listening. So
Could be. I'm just going to quickly tell the story.
okay.
So he and I went to Walmart to buy a couple. We bought a TV I'm in the peace room today. I'm in the place of peace where we have our 2 peace stations back there, and we bought a TV for this peace room. Now that doesn't seem normal, but we use it for foresting and 528 hertz. We bring the outside in, we bring in God's music. And it's a really easy way to do that. And both TVs died within a week. Bought one, it died. Bought another one, it died. The second time we tried to return the second TV, the way that it was scanned wasn't done right. I don't know if they scanned the old TV. He says he's on hold. Oh, he's on hold now. Well, I'm going to finish the story, but I'm going to let you add on to it since I already started. So, but so stay there for me, Dolly. So we go in and, the first time we tried calling corporate, we tried calling the manager and it wasn't working. Like nobody freaking listened to us. And so, and they would promise us things. But nothing comes through. So finally, I'm like, we get through to the manager. It was this weekend. And actually, I'm going to bring Andrew on now because I'm going to let him tell about the joy and the for us versus to us. So hold on.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dolly. How are you?
Hi, Andrew.
Well, good morning, Michelle.
Mhm.
I've got a friend with me to help me and support me. My support animal, Fagala.
I can hear her.
So it is what happens for us, not to us. And there are a couple of examples, and we'll stay on the one with Walmart, where we were able to meet the store manager, and so he's kind of. You think of the store manager as the CEO of that Walmart. He's got lots of things to make sure are running correctly. But he came up, he told us, when you get here, you call me to make sure you get what you need. He came there, and it wasn't necessarily the easiest return. And he told his employee, you make this happen. Guess what? figure it out, make it happen. He made it happen, but better than that, for the exchange of the TV. But better than that, Jodi said, explained what her why is and why she does what she does. And he said, did you see that kind of new walk-in care facility we have adjacent to Walmart? We hadn't been in there. This is like a primary care facility that some of the Walmarts are rolling out. It's Walmart, so they're doctors or physicians, assistants, etc., but they're all Walmart employees. And this is a way to get health care to people in a cheaper, more affordable, more accessible manner. And he says to us, I believe in that. I also believe in people being able to cure themselves through food. And Jodi's like, what? Tell me that's not
so it was crazy, right, Andrew? So he says,
It's-
yeah, because I had an intern here a couple years ago, and I was saying, well, you don't need this pharmaceutical. You can actually use this food. And I nearly fell off on my butt. But go ahead, Andrew.
Right. To hear it from Walmart, and he says, this is something I believe in. And so Jodi started talking to him, and I started talking to him about the ways that could we work with you to kind of introduce this concept into Walmart. He said, of course, you're going to have to go through corporate to kind of make an impact, but I will help you with that. I will make some connections for you, and if they're good with that, sure, let's run a trial through my store. So that's awesome. That's something that an unexpected benefit, because we didn't take no for an answer. We didn't stop. We didn't get quashed. We went back. It started off with they're getting with TV returns, and then something better happened. You'll find that in life that if you keep pushing in the right way towards something, that you'll find that new opportunities will open up to you and for you. I'm going to take a very quick tangential move on this. That Jodi and I had an issue with water leakage in our apartment the other day. And so we called up. It was late at night. We couldn't get in touch with the property management. So we called firemen because water was leaking through our ceiling.
Through the light bulb.
So that's just... And through the light, and so it isn't really a danger, really, because the circuit breaker is going to go out if there's any significant damage with the electrical system.
Yeah, but I didn't know that, did I? Yeah.
But through that, we met the firefighters who we find out Jodi's familiar with firefighters in Niles, Illinois, and throughout the Chicago area, and how many of them don't take care of themselves, meaning they'll come back from fire or some kind of emergency response. They won't change their clothes. They'll sit down, start reading, watching TV, playing basketball. You gotta get the toxins off. So she said this to these firefighters, and they said, oh, we know. Cobb County, Georgia is one of the leaders in making sure that our firefighters are kept safe and clean, and they have procedures in place. And so she's like, wow, this is an unexpected benefit. Let's work on this. And I'm going to just jump real quick. And then we got in touch with kind of the property management guy, the guy who does the fixing. Hey, he's in charge of all the maintenance of the apartment complex. And at midnight, he picked up the phone. We started talking. We made another connection. We found a new church to go to. All kinds of things just open up when you allow yourself to receive. And that's really another message for today's call, is being able to receive. Go ahead, Jodi.
I love it. Do you want to add to that, Michelle? Like the versus to you,
Yeah, and what I actually would like to add to as well is the Andrew, you just played exactly into what I was talking about when I was saying surrender doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't mean, we have to be that we have to acquiesce to our circumstance, or it's not that at all. It's knowing, it is listening to your body. It's listening to that wisdom. It is, saying, okay, I know we're having issues getting this TV returned. I don't know why, but I'm not giving up, because I know that obviously we need to return the television. And like you were saying, Andrew, not in a not in a nasty way. It's just like, okay, well, it's not easy. So there's obviously a reason for it. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep pushing. And if we have to go all the way to the top, well, we'll go all the way to the top. Well, you were supposed to go all the way to the top, weren't you? You know, it's like
Right.
when we surrender, we actually are putting ourselves in a position to get where we desire to go, even though we did not see the path. We had the desire, because I know you both, you have the desire to get the word out, to spread the word. And I'm sure that you've actually probably individually and collectively asked, how do we get the word out? Help us get the word out. Okay, we'll help you get the word out. Go return your television. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, go return your television. But it's not happening. No one wants to take it back. Yeah, I know. Keep going. Keep going.
So it's I see Fagala did a typo there. The FEDN mop. Is Fagala typing on the computer, honey? That's hilarious.
Yeah. That's bird language. Don't you understand what that means?
That's
It
hilarious.
means praise God. Praise God. That's in bird language.
Bird language.
That's hilarious.
I'm sorry, she correctly said Kai parrot language, not just bird language. It's more specific to her kind, she said.
So there's Fagala's input. So I want to tell you something. Because I really want to talk about for a moment the power of manifestation.
Mm.
So about 4 months ago, Dr. Ben Lerner, who I'm an acquaintance with. So Dr. Ben Lerner is a chiropractor. I met him when I worked for Chiro One Wellness Centers. He came in to speak about, he's a motivational speaker as well as, everything else, right? And he shared his story. He was born Jewish, and he shared his story about converting to Christianity, and reading the red letters. And as most people know, I was born Jewish, and Christ was showing up and showing off really big time. And there was this guilt that I had about converting to Christianity. So what he did is he showed up and showed me the path, meaning he did it already. He went from being a Jew to Christianity and had no guilt around it. I'm like, well, if he can do it, I can do it, right? And so, that was October 6th of 2018 when I accepted Jesus into my heart and into my life and as my savior, and then was baptized down the road. But he's also the author of Body by God. He's also written some other interesting books because he suffered from toxicity like I did. He coaches other chiropractors, and he was also the official coach for the 1996 Olympics here in Atlanta for wrestlers. The guy's amazing. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I leave out that he's bringing chiropractic care to Walmart? I've had
It's just a full circle, hasn't it?
Yeah, so I've been manifesting this for a long time. So God's like, okay, we're ready now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what I want to tell the world. So if you're not listening, listen in. And I'm going to put out there for whoever's not listening, and you should be, we're going to wait a moment because I'm going to wait for you to pop on here and hear this. 1, 2, 3. Let me see something I blocked on. Yep, there you go. Okay. So you can have whatever you want. You have to want it. You have to remove interferences that stop you from getting what you want. And by the way, the biggest interference is you. So be cognizant of that. And if you don't know how to clear your own crap, Michelle and I can do that for you. That's what you can hire us for. So because we are, and I learned this as a kid from my aunt who showed me a comic. Okay. She shows me a comic and says, God, please get rid of my worst enemy. And lightning comes down and hits that person.
Yes, ma'am.
So I need to run commercials. I don't think I've run commercials.
I know. I was thinking that. I'm like, we just keep going.
Okay, so let me run a couple commercials. I'm also Andrea's Fagla. I'm going to get Tinkerbell. So let me see what we got here. It's like the big decision. There you go.
Suson Essentials leads you to wellness by giving you access to more than 20,000 sustainably produced nutritional products delivered direct to your door. With a Place of Peace pop-up from Suson Essentials, you are able to increase productivity, mental acuity, leaving you with higher energy and peace in just 20 minutes. We pop up at our office or yours.
So the Place of Peace is where we're at right now. I think my husband's bringing in Tinkerbell. Yes. Okay, so you guys get to see Peace and, oh, no bird. So it was just so you guys could see the Peace Station. So we love this room. So it's infused with all these different frequencies. Why I didn't think about running the show out of the Peace Room before, don't know.
Mm-hmm. It feels so good in there.
Yeah, it's really right. And like you get to see different angels. I've seen Jesus. Whoever you want to see, you can see here.
I saw a fairy.
You saw fairies. That's right. That's right. Remember? Mm-hmm. And here comes my fairy, Tinkerbell. Thank you, girlfriend. Thank you, honey. So here's my fairy, Tinkerbell. Oh. All right, Daddy, will you close the door? Thank you.
One fairy.
All right.
Fairy, she dressed up with clothes for you.
Yeah, I dressed up with clothes just for you. All right. So now. Oh,
you match.
Yes, we do. Hello, beautiful. Say hi to Michelle.
Hi, Tinkerbell.
So.
Hello, pretty girl.
Oh, she's like, oh, this is fun. She's like, I share with Fagala. I get my own space.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I get to be on TV.
Mm-hmm. So, as you know, we're still filming a few, more sections of the functional food program. And what's really hilarious is the functional food program. So I'm going to tell you that the functional food program, yeah, we have some serious content, but there's a lot of humor and there's a lot of levity because life is too flippin' serious to be sitting listening to this stuff without having some fun around it.
Yes.
Thank you. And so, Fagla, she's pulling her antics, Tina her antics, my antics, and, so, so it's not so serious. You're going to have some fun while you do the program.
Yeah, it's not boring.
Oh, no, definitely not boring. No.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like the investigative reporter. Oh, okay, so she wants over there. We're going to surrender.
Yeah.
So
okay.
So I had this other card. And I know it's your turn, but
actually, no, I'm not called for any more. So.
Oh, okay. So cool. So surrender to receiving support and love. Look at the two polybias.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So what it says is allow the love and support of others in. Rather than trying. Oh, listen. Allow the love and support of others in rather than trying to handle everything yourself. Oh gosh, this card is for me. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you.
Mhm.
See? Who else resonates with this card?
I did. I do a collective reading every month for a women's Facebook group that I have, and that message exactly came through loud and clear for this month. This was just a few days ago, September 1st, for the month of September. That came through loud and clear. So it is definitely prevalent that we, the people, are being called to ask for help and take the pressure off of ourselves. I mean, there's so much that we put on our own selves. We can, we say we feel the pressure, but so often we don't have to. We put that on ourselves based on the fact that we don't ask for help, the fact that we feel like we have to be Superman or Superwoman, and we really don't. And what I have realized is that we often take the blessing away or keep a blessing away from others by not asking for the help, because people want to give, they want to help. I know that you and I are this way. It's like, if you call me up and say, I need you, I'm going to help you.
Right.
And same thing, if I call you up and I say, I need you, you're going to help me. And we keep each other, and I'm not saying you and I, but, fellow man, we keep each other away from the blessing of giving to each other.
Oh, all day. All day, right? I have an amazing assistant out of Rwanda. Her name is Teely. And she always puts together for me the first draft for all the blogs that we're doing now. Are they perfect on the first draft? No. Spoiler, there never is a perfect first draft, right? The gift is she pulls in all the research, she pulls in all the content. And then from that, because I'm an excellent editor, because I used to edit the United Airlines newsletter, and I also used to edit the newsletter for a mega bank. Okay. I'm a great editor. So she gets me all the content. I'm like, boom, 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 boom. Like, I can pull it together quick. Andrew goes through and he fixes my grammar.
Perfect. It's a perfect team.
It really is. And which I sense that she doesn't think this way. God forbid she should think this way. She could think that she didn't do it right because I changed a lot of stuff, but she did it perfect. She gave me something to choose from.
Yes.
Right. And she doesn't know about what we do. So I give her links and I give her resources. Here, create an article on this, or here's my recipe for this. Write a story about, why, the brain gut health, brain gut connection. Right. And the power of fermentation. Right. And she, look, this is all new to her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's pulling it together.
And so what a beautiful gift you're giving her by asking for her help and paying for her help, honestly.
Yeah.
But look at all the things that she's learning about now because of you asking for help.
Yeah. So that I realized, because she has to write this. She has to understand it at some level. She won't know it completely. Mm-hmm. Or maybe she does. I heard that. So they're like, why not? So, and she may not, and likely will not take the same path because she's, a fantastic social media person and communicator, but maybe she ends up communicating about health and helping other women rise up and reclaim their health, based upon what she's done here. I hope, if we touch one life, we're good. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to also tell a story. Gosh, there's so much to go over today. There's a story. So this man who we were talking to, and I'm not going to use names, really nice man, amazing. He's spiritually awakening. And so I helped him through some things. And he really didn't have
the money to pay me. And I knew that. And when he came over yesterday, yes. Okay, not sure what she's saying yet. When he came over yesterday, he explained to me, first of all, he brought me this.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
It's an owl's feather.
That, wow.
It's also infused with a lot of wisdom. I've already used it 5 times since yesterday. And so this was part of our fair exchange, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. That's definitely valuable.
Do you know how he came across this? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
So he, his father loved owls, and his father's passed. And when he was driving home late at night, he hit the owl.
Oh.
Killed the owl. Now, this was not a mistake. The owl took the hit for him. And I said, it was your father in the owl giving you an opportunity to surrender control, surrender, grieve. Because he was crying, right? He's a very sensitive soul. And then he was called to take the feathers. And at first, when he came in with the feather, you know, we laid it on the countertop, and I was I just didn't understand at first. And because I was just shocked, right? And then I went back to the feather, and it's infused. His father loved owls. He was very spiritually awake, and he was very wise. And the wisdom that's in here is powerful. We used it to clear him. This feather. We use this feather to clear him. And then I said to him, I'm hearing I need a total of 3 feathers. Because the power of 3. The power of 3. So he went to his car and got me 2 more. And we sprayed him with On Guard, you know.
Yeah.
But the power in these feathers is something I've never experienced. The wisdom is deep. And I said to him, you're not supposed to grieve the loss of the owl. It was actually, he's grieving the ego death, right? The death of the ego, not the death of the owl. Mm-hmm. So that was, you know, for us, not to us.
Yes. Wow.
Did we run commercials?
Yes.
Okay.
But I think we're almost due for another one because we're late on the 1 hour one. We're almost at 1.5.
I'm just going to do a quick one. We'll do the female solution.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zelda Speaks. Tuesdays, Self-Cell Care with Jodi Suson. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
All right. So we still have my husband on the line. And I'll close off that mic. And if anybody else has a question, we can do that. Let's see. So tell me, what would you like to discuss relative to the power of surrendering?
I think I'm being drawn to, I think, tie some things back together that we've already talked about, but I have someone in my life right now who I met through or in a class that I was taking. And she has this ability, and I'm going to call it that because it's not easy. As we have said, surrendering is not always easy. And she has really, and I've heard about surrendering. Like I said, I've done it before, and I was not in a place of complete surrender at this point in my life. And so I met her maybe a year ago now. And we've cultivated a really beautiful relationship. And she has taught me, because she has this ability to listen, receive the messages, and just do what she hears. Like, she just does it. And it can make absolutely no sense whatsoever to her ego mind, what she's hearing.
Yeah. I get that too.
Yeah. And that's, I think, when a lot of us have a more difficult time, because, let's be honest, if the surrender is, and is it really surrender? I guess that might be a question too. If the message is something that we desire, something that we want, well, it's not very difficult to surrender to that, right? If we ask, okay, can I have this, I don't know, can I have this piece of jewelry or this crystal or whatever? Is this aligned for me or whatever? I mean, it can be anything, right? And the answer is yes. And we surrender to, we hand over our money for whatever it is that we desire. That's not really difficult.
Mm-mm.
But if it is, okay, we want you to go to this place and talk to this person, and it's going to cost you this much in order to do it. Maybe it's some sort of retreat or something. And we say, okay, well, first of all, I don't know where I'm going to get the money. I don't know where that's going to come from. I don't have the time. Here's everything I have lined up for that period of time, those particular dates. Nothing's lining up. Why are you telling me that I need to go here and talk to this person? Well, it doesn't really matter. Just do it. And so you say, okay, well, I'll sign up for it. I still don't know where I'm going to get the money, and I don't know how my schedule is going to get cleared. And then, because you've surrendered to it, because you've taken the action to get the ball rolling, the person that had your schedule tied up calls and says, I need to reschedule. Can we move our dates or whatever? Oh, you mean these dates that I had tied up and now I'm free?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. All right, we can do that. And then someone out of the blue contacts you, and no matter what it is that you do, you might have a business and you get a deal or a new client out of the blue that you were not expecting, or you don't have a business and someone calls you out of the blue and says, I want to give you a gift, or you get a check in the mail, a refund of some sort.
Well, that happened last week. Yes.
Exactly. That stuff happens all the time. And so you know where I'm going with this. It's like everything then just lines up and you're able to go. You're able to pay for it. You go and you speak to this person, and then miraculously, right? You understand why you were supposed to go, and you understand why you were supposed to talk to this person, and beautiful, abundant relationships and perhaps money or opportunities come out of that. And I just take it back to this person in my life does this without fail.
Mhm.
And sometimes, as I said, she does it kicking and screaming. She coaches coaches.
Yeah.
And she never wanted to be a coach, never. But
Yeah.
she kept hearing, "Oh, you need to be a coach." And she's like, I'm not a coach. I'm not a coach. Nope. I just do what I do. I'm not a coach. I'm just sitting over here living my life, doing my thing. Nope. No, you need to be a coach. Someone called her literally out of the blue. Yeah, I feel like I really need some help. Would you coach me? I'm sorry, I'm not a coach. I don't care. I really want your help. Okay. Okay. Well, I don't really know what to charge or whatever. I'm going to pay you this. Okay. That's fine. Whatever. And then she heard Spirit say, "That's okay for this one. We're going to let you have this is your mulligan kind of thing, but you need to increase your price now, immediately." But I just started being a coach. Yeah, no, you've always been a coach.
Mm-hmm.
You're just now understanding that you are called to actually do the work now. And you need to hold on to your worth, and you need to understand that when you charge for your work, the people on the other side that are paying for your help they have stake in the game then. If you do it for free, it's not going to be valued. You are not going to be valued the way that you need to be valued, because what you have, your gift, your ability, is transformational. And so I think there's a lot of things in here, and I'm just channeling this, so it's just coming through as it needs
Part
to.
of that
But
for me too. I mean, I will just say that I was charging one price and I almost doubled it.
yeah,
I almost doubled it. And well, no, I probably did like a 60% increase is actually what I did. And as soon as I increased my prices, all the customers came.
Mhm.
Because Spirit's like, you know, um, you know, actually, I don't even know if people really know what I do. Yeah, they know I do the nutrition, and I'm an intuitive of all the whatever the clairs they are, except for Gustians. And thank you, Jesus, for that. I had clear Gustians once. It wasn't pretty. Back to its maker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, no thanks.
But I'm a healer. I'm a coach when I need to be a coach. That's not really my gift. I'm an educator all day long, but I'm a healer. And the things how I heal people, because I'm always healing like 24/7, we're finding what's called divine intervention stuff around the house. And we're constantly vacuuming because you need to get it up. It is what I do while I sleep, while I eat, while I'm here. It's what I just do. And there was a man in the hospital the other day, and he didn't have the money, and he's one of us. I just did it with his permission, but I just did it because it's what I do, and God wanted him here on this earth. And he'll be on the show again in December, so I'll let you guys piece it together at some point. But the thing is, it's what I do, and I'm really good at it. And I charge what I charge, which is $220 an hour, so that I can gift it to some other people,
Exactly.
you know?
And something that I hear that I love is, I'll paraphrase how it is said, but if money is in the hands of light workers, how much more powerful and how much better will the world be than if money is in the hands of darkness and greedy and power, mongers, et cetera, you name it. When it's in good hands, good things will be done with that money.
Yes. Yeah. And that's really the truth. And for sure. Give me a minute. So I just had to muscle test something. Sorry. Yeah. And so knowing who you are and stepping into who you are and knowing that your gift is unique is probably one of the most important things that you can learn here. You do things that I could never do, right?
And vice versa. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When we first met, because I was called to meet you, remember that?
Mm-hmm.
December.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we met. I did not want to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay, Tinkerbell, my little fairy? So I did not want to go to that event, and you were my gift, right? So now I have two boys. Oh, that's what it was all about. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, thank you, Andrew. I did not want to show up to the event, and God's like, "No, you're going." Like, no. So when you are making excuses for why you're not going to show up, go. Show up anyway. Get out of yourself, get out of your way. It goes back to when you have to surrender negative thinking. And, I would add to that surrender excuses.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes. Oh, somebody else wants to be on the
Hello.
show. Hi, my mommy.
Hi.
Wee! She says, I want to entertain everybody.
Uh-huh. I want to do that. That looks fun.
Oh, she's a gymnast.
Mm-hmm. She is.
Mm-hmm. So that's why Tinkerbell was squawking. She's like, you got to get Faggy on the show. So I know that, Maika, you have a request to clear financial blockages. We're not doing that today. We're really just talking about surrender. So I would ask you to look at what do you need to surrender to? What belief systems do you need to surrender to? And also what I'm hearing is that okay, Maika, sit down, put your seatbelt on, okay, honey?
Uh-oh, here it comes.
Like I said, I'm the educator, not the coach. So Maika, you need to be responsible for what you bring into your field. And if you want to clear financial blockages, Spirit's saying you can do that. I'm not the one to do it. And neither is Michelle. It's not our charge. It's your charge. You have to go in and look at, okay, don't pull on the wire because it'll disconnect the show, honey. Yeah, we need the show. Okay. Oh, I get it. Thank you. She was cutting a cord.
That'll do it.
So Maika, look at what cords you need to cut Okay. Who's draining you financially or stopping you from bringing in the abundance? This is your job, not ours. This is your work, not ours. Because I've seen your message for a while now, and I was trying to listen to Michelle, and also I just had a ping that, like, yeah, that's not ours to do. Is there anything else you want to guide her what she needs to do?
I think this is just for the collective, backing up. It's not our job to do it. We certainly facilitate. We can facilitate. And yet, if an individual does not actively participate in that healing, in the moving of the energy, in the clearing, it will not stick. That's the same thing around paying for a service. We tend to not value things as much when we either don't pay for them, we're not involved in the doing of it, whatever it may be, clearing, healing, whatever. I liken it to, and I actually, this came up in a reading that I did yesterday. When you, like the woman was talking about a particular brand of shoes, a very high-end brand of shoes. And what came up was I asked, what about those shoes? How would they make you feel? Well, they would make me feel confident and, like I have arrived kind of thing. Well, why does that brand of shoe that costs hundreds of dollars make you feel that? Or why do you think it would make you feel that? But the ones that you get at, Target or whatever that you spend $20 on, why wouldn't that they make you feel the same way? Well, there's a perceived value. So when we pay for things, and I'm not saying, you have to pay an exorbitant amount of money to have someone coach you or heal, help you heal. However, what I am saying is healers, light workers, we should charge our worth. Yes. Because people need to be involved with the healing. They need to understand that they have a responsibility in this as well. Because if our goal is truly to heal, is there a price that's too much?
Right, there's not.
There's not. And when we pay it,
charges $2,000 for what I do.
Whether we pay money, whether we pay time, whether we pay energy, whether we pay in owl feathers, whatever that energy exchange is, there needs to be an exchange, because that is putting us really in the driver's seat and taking responsibility and understanding that our healing is only our responsibility. It is not my responsibility. It is not Jodi's responsibility to heal anyone.
Right.
We definitely, absolutely are gifted and able to help facilitate that, but we can't do it for you and make it last, because you'll not
be able to sustain it unless you
correct. Thank you.
And something came through to me for Maika, and I know it's not just for Maika, it's for others, but Maika, thank you for bringing it to the forefront. So you need to look at, where is there entitlement in your life? Like, where do you feel entitled to receive without an exchange? And I'm hearing this loud and clear for you. Where are you receiving and not paying other people? Why do you have these belief systems that you don't have money? Why don't you believe in God to provide you with that money? Because that's clear to me. No question that you have a belief system we can't clear that. You have to clear your own belief system. And, I can actually coach around that. But we've done a lot of healing on this show and readings and what have you. But I'm hearing the word entitlement. And it's not just for you, it's for others. And so we have to have a fair exchange in life. I studied under Dr. John Demartini for a very long time, still do. And that's like, it's living by your highest values and always making sure there's a fair exchange. And for this man, this was his fair exchange. And these things are powerful, so I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I'm not complaining, right? Sorry, got a word over there. So, but I will give you this gift. And I'm going to give this to the collective. For all the money that you pay out to others, they're making a caveat to it. For the money that you pay out to others for their small businesses, right? It's going to come back to you 30-fold. That money is going to come back to you 30 times more than what you just paid. It's huge. And it works. I've done it. So start honoring people. Start honoring your healers. And that's a boundary. And you don't have to worry about where your money's going.
90 seconds.
We've got 90 seconds. What else do you want to add? What do you want to close with?
Surrendering doesn't have to be hard. When we truly know and believe that when we surrender, we will
60
have
seconds.
our desires met.
Mm-hmm. And it's really true. And I encourage you to start somewhere, anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just put you down there, Dolly. Start anywhere. Test those waters because it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
God will keep showing up and ask them to guide you.
Mm-hmm.
You're not here to do this alone. I wrote this on my phone. I'm going to show people. It says, as I talk, I walk with God. I created that image. As I talk, I walk with God.
10 seconds.
I encourage you guys to do that and create your own.
Mm-hmm.
When you surrender to God, it's no surrender whatsoever. It's a gift back to you. You want to gift yourself? Listen to God. Anything else, honey?
Mic drop.
Mic drop. I'm going to run the banner. You guys, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And Big, let's stop tuning on that cord. She's trying to cut some cord. I'm going to tell you now.
She's like, I'll do it. I'll do it for free. I just like it. It's fun.
There we go.